Not the uncomfortable silence, bud.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Kia ora. Kia ora, wānau mā. Nau mai. Ki tēnei hōtaka, ko Te Ata Hīhiko. I runga i tō paureo irirangi Māori, te korimako o Taranaki. Ko au ko Taiaroa Neho tēnei, waka pāho atu kia koutou. Katoa i tēnei rangi ātāhua rawa te taite a te tua iwa o Noema. Now, if you have been tuned in this morning on your breakfast show, I've been telling you and really trying to bring you into it and get this kaupapa going. We're talking with the committee from Taranaki Tū Mai ki Ngāti Tama for 2023. Nau mai, whanaunga.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
So first up, there are some massive things happening for Taranaki Tū Mai this year, and it's only just days away, so I hope you've got all your registrations done. And we are first and foremost talking with Rangimokai. She's going to open us up and tell us a little about the program for the Portwiri and cover off those values that we've been discussing on air for the last couple of days. Morena, e te tuahine.
Morena, thank you. It's so beautiful to hear your voice there. Well, hey, we just want to do a quick mihi out to everybody that's contributed to Taranaki Tū Mai. And I know we want to get straight into the details, but we thought it would be really awesome to just make sure that we acknowledge everybody who's helped. I mean, as we know, we're the last iwi of the 8 iwi to host, and you know, it's been a really long road, and so we know that it's actually not the committee, the hosting committee, who run everything. It's actually the whole contribution of all of the iwi, and so we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for lots of people who just come and koha their wātaa. So we just want to start with a big, big mihi to everybody. E mihi ana ki koutou katoa ngā iwi katoa te maunga. Wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be as ready as we are without you all. So, e mihi ana.
Oh, I think, you know, you're playing it down a little bit, Rangimokai. I mean, this will be our 8th Taranaki Tū Mai, and like you said, you've given examples of how amazing the rest of the iwi have done it, but Ngāti Tama has their own mana, I believe, and just from the comms and the imagery and everything like that I've seen so far, I think he's doing a magnificent job, and I'm glad that we can bring this broadcast to our listeners and to our viewers on both YouTube and Facebook to talk about what Ngāti Tama has in store and showing your Ngāti Tama tanga me ki. So we've got the values for Taranaki Tū Mai, and what's been really cool is that you've sent out a poster that has those values on it. Let's talk to some of those values and why they're important from the inception of Taranaki Tū Mai to today.
I'm going to hand that over to Lungi.
Kia ora. Go back to the values. It was one of the first conversations we had with Whare about bringing things back. And I know we're all jumping in to want to compete. I'm an ex-athlete. I know what it's like to just win. But we had to take ourselves back to the 3 po, taranakitanga, kotaitanga, and whanaungatanga. So we come up with an idea to enhance that, and we created something called Iwi Alley. And what we've done with Iwi Alley is we've tried to create a space where we're next to each other, like the maunga, kind of around the maunga setup, and we are faced with having to be whanaunga. Like you're on that court or you're on that field and you're going for gold, but coming off those domains, we have to be whanaunga again. So we've created a space where that's going to be the heart of our whole arena. And basically, it's about representing who we are in our iwi, but then standing strong as who we are as a maunga. So that's how we've enhanced our 3 po for this time round.
Love that. And I think Uncle Warioka talked about that and touched on that just yesterday when we spoke about coming together as a maunga for Te Ruruku Pūtake Rongo, coming together as a maunga for the upcoming visit of Kingi Tūheitia. And so, you know, these values do play a significant role for all iwi across the board. And like you said, you could like battle it out on the field, but at the end of the day, Taranaki wins. So yes, we are winning, we are winning.
One thing I did want to touch on is being a competitor. It's all good to go out there and show that face, but don't turn up thinking you're at the world champs. This isn't the world champs. You are not. Is all end all. At the end of the day, we are still cousins. And so if you turn up with what do I call a swallowed nose face, I might give you a quick pat on the back to cough it back up, because we're not here for that. We're here to be as fair as possible, but you know, go out there and show your skill set. But you don't have to get ugly. There's no need to get ugly.
Sure.
And, I will be the ugly police for the weekend. So, kia pai.
There you go, wano ma, and it is true, cousin. You are right, and it has happened on the different courts over the many years that Taranaki Tū Mai has run, and I've just seen a couple of ha reactions there because it's true, and we all agree. So there you go. The ugly police is here. E hoa ma, if you're gonna get ugly, she'll come in and bring you back down to earth. It's iwi. So that's cool. Our values as they stand, kia tika te mahi. So play by the rules. That's probably the most important when it comes to this type of thing. And we've got our adjudicators, we've got our judges, we've got all of our referees and officials. So that's what makes Taranaki Tū Mai above board, let's say. Mean. Now, the pōwhiri is what we're kicking off with up at early in the morning. Pukearu here. Ngāti Tama's only marae, I believe. Is that right?
It's the one that's standing, definitely.
Kia ora. So, can somebody kōrero about what's happening at the pōwhiri and the wānanga that's going to follow that on the Friday?
Ka pai. On Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have a pōwhiri for Toko Maruwaka. So we're hoping everyone that registered for that pōwhiri will be coming on at 9 o'clock. There will be a pahi that will bring you from Waitara all the way out to Pukearuhe, because once you get onto Pukearuhe Road, you've got to keep going and going and going. You feel like you might have missed it, but you keep going and going and going, and then you get to the marae. So we're right out by the White Cliffs, and we want all of Toko Maru to come on at 9 o'clock so that at 10 o'clock we're all going to turn around and we will call on everybody else from the maunga. We've seen that that's sort of what's been happening with our northern iwi, and I'm sure it happens in the south too, is that we all get together and we represent as that waka, and we represent as cousins at every iwi and every whenua and every marae. We go there and we do that together, and so we would really love it for everyone to come from Toko Maruwaka at 9, come on over, and then at 10 o'clock we will pōwhiri everybody on. That pōwhiri, we've left 2 hours there, so we know that our uncles are gonna have the floor. So hopefully 2 hours is enough for all of you kai kōrero. And then we will break for lunch. At that lunch break, there will be a couple of buses that will be going back to Waitara because the sports will be starting. But then there will be a tira that will sit behind, and we will start the wānanga at 2 p.m. And I think Te Amoroa is busy in the background making sure that that wānanga is going to run smoothly. And then we will leave the marae at 4 o'clock and go to Okoki. where our whānau at Ngāti Mutunga will be waiting for us. And we just wanted to make sure that we acknowledge Te Rangihirua. We know that it is his day the following day, but we thought if we've got buses that are going past Okoki, it's only right to stop in and pay our acknowledgements to Te Rangihirua and to our Mutunga whānau as well. So that's how my side of the Friday will be looking. And I'll hand it over to Lungi for the sports.
Now that's mean as. I love the idea of like keeping one of the pahi there, so that, you know, if they can't fit on the first two pahi, well, it looks like you're coming to the wānanga. And that's actually one of the parts that I most enjoy about Taranaki Tū Mai is that wānanga, because you actually get that in-depth kōrero of ia iwi, of ia rohe or ia waka. So I will be there at the wānanga, and not just because Ngā Rauru's staying there and I won't have a ride anyway, but because I'm really looking forward to listening to the kōrero from Ngāti Tama, from Pukearu here, and see what the story is and how we only got down to one marae, man. So thank you for that, Rangimokai. Now we've got sports happening on the Friday as well. So I think it's Lungi. You're going to talk to us about what's going down on Friday.
Cool. So we kick our day off with golf, bowls, darts, and then we head into Kiorai, and I think it's pronounced Coop. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
Coop Cup. I've actually been told since we have introduced it that it's actually a drinking game. So hence is why I don't know if it's Coop or Cup. But then we also start off the first half of our basketball on the Friday as well.
So Coop, talk to us a little bit about that, because we have had a couple of questions from some people. What is Coop? What sort of games are involved in the days leading up to Friday? How can people practice, maybe?
I'm more of a competitive person when it comes to sports. So Ray introduced Coop to us, not me. So I'm going to let Ray speak to Coop.
Kia ora, o tēnā koutou te whānau. So I believe it's Coop or Cub, one or the other. And I suppose really the whole point behind this particular kaupapa was really just to provide opportunity for our whānau to participate in the kaupapa, which didn't require physical activity such as dusting the boots off and you've got a 4-year injury and taking the field, or strapping your knees up to run the netball court, but you've got a dungy ankle and you left your ankle braces at home and can't play. You know, so it's really around about just giving whānau the opportunity to be a part of the games. And so our whanaunga at the Takotaitanga o Tatiawa office, Karina, we actually had played this game last year when we had our whanaungatanga day with our iwi officers last year, and saw this playing in action. It was just a really good way to get a really good whakawhanaunga happening, you know, good laughter and so forth. So yeah, it doesn't require anything physical. It's really just a stick game in the sense of using wooden sticks to pretty much throw, I think it's the king in the middle. I'm not too sure about the technical aspects of it, but you know, we can definitely bring our whanaunga Karina on to have a kōrero leading up to the event. But it's a lot of fun. But I think the main thing there is that any intergenerational, anyone can do it.
Yes. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Because like me, I'm not even a sports type person. I'm not even a kapahaka type person. I'm more a sit there and paki type person. But Coob sounds right up my alley. Whānau ma. So well done, Ngāti Tama.
Yeah, well make sure you get in the Ngā Raudu Coob team. We'll see you there on the Friday afternoon after wānanga.
After wānanga, ai tika. So that's a massive jam-packed day for Friday, as you would have heard, wānau ma. Now, if you look at the program, as you can see down the bottom, scrolling along the bottom, we have the Facebook page for the Taranaki Tū Mai. e hoama, and all the details and all the program, everything is up there. Every single one of the days, you can go to that page. There are some live updates from the committee as well, which I've been really enjoying. Even the off-the-cuff ones, absolutely love that. That's as real as Taranaki gets. But Saturday is also a very big day. Who wants to talk about that?
I think I might just start with karakia first, and then we'll go on to the sports kei
Yes.
So we want to invite everybody down to the Waitara Awa for karakia. So we know that everything is up at Whaitapu Wainorongo Waitara High School and up at that hub central area. But we do want to make sure that if you are around at 8 o'clock in the morning, come down to the Awa. So we are not over by the Clifton Rowing Club. We're actually, if you take, and I don't want to mention the bottle store, you go across the bridge and you turn left and you go past the bottle store and you go over the stop bank. That's where we will be having our karakia. So Nathan Tuuta will be down there with Wakaama, and we will have karakia at 8 o'clock because they want to start straight after that. And if you are around, please come and join us, and then I'll hand it over for sports at 9.
Awesome.
We'll share some comms around that too, Itefano. So we will put a live and just, some maps around just to give you some clear communication of where to go and so forth. So, yeah.
It's good. What's also I've noticed over the different years is that they've always taken the coordinators, iwi coordinators, out to these sites. So your iwi coordinators will also know where these places are, where things are going to go down. It's a iwi. So check in with your iwi coordinators. But as the cousin said, there will be the maps that will come out for people who are wanting to go down to that karakia as well for Wakaama. I do also know that Tams will be there. She will be doing a bit of a livey on the Te Koremako page. So if you have to be at a different sport, she'll have a live so that you can go and watch back on that, or all our whānau from around the world can tune in to watch that karakia and see how it all kicks off. It's going to be amazing. First time that Wakaama has been put onto the card. So let's talk about Saturday. Who's got us?
Yeah, cool. With our karakia starting at 8, we kind of moved out that the next sport wouldn't start till around about 9, so that as many people as possible could be a part of the karakia and the launching of Wakaama. End of the day, any road in Waitara will lead you back to the road you need to go to, and if you come by the Awa, you're just heading in the right direction. So always know that every road in Waitara is going to lead you to where you need to be. Now, going back up to the hub, we're starting off at 8:15, 8:45, so that we can have a briefing with our coordinators, just one last briefing and a reminder. And then we're going to kickstart, I think our marching might be the first thing that starts off at our hub. But we've got 2 teams going into marching, so they're going to be our first bit of entertainment. And then we are kicking off into volleyball semis, basketball semis, then our core sports, which are the netball, the touch and the rugby, they're going to kick off all in the same period. So being an iwi alley, you can just look at either side of your gazebo and you're going to be faced with any sports. So you're going to be quite central if you're up at the hub. I'm not going to go through the times of the sports. You just need to look at the plan and you'll know where you need to be. But we have blocked things out. I've seen in the past that we've struggled with our rugby and our league. So what we've done this year was blocked it out that one sport would take precedence and then the next sport would follow, just in case we didn't have enough players to fulfill both teams. So we've kind of blocked it out so that we can cover as many sports as we possibly can and go from there. But I do want to mention that this year, softball is not that old when it comes to Tū Mai, but this year is the year that they've had the most softball teams.
Wow.
And we've actually got 8 teams this year, which is huge from the last couple of Tū Mai I've seen. I think they might have had 3 or 4, but we've got 8 teams this year, which will hopefully be played over at the high school. And I think for those who are softballers, old softballers, want to be new softballers, that you go over and have a look, because softball is an amazing sport. And I just want to give ups to those who are trying to kick off softball again. But go over there and have a good look. It brings so many skill sets to every other sport coming to softball. So I take my hat off to all those who are wanting to play softball, because if you bat, you have to run. There are no designated runners here anymore. So if you think you're going in there to have a good bat and you're getting a runner, ka aroha. So yeah, that's us for the Saturday. The finals for each sport will be put up closer to the date too. So you know, if you can't make everything, at least you'll know when to come to our final days or our final placings. So Ray will make sure that goes up on our page as well. Are there any other questions you have?
Oh, that's actually really cool. I'm excited about the marching, and like, you know, it's not something that you see every day, but marching can definitely be applied in kapahaka, you know, straight lines, straight arms, straight legs, whatever. Also, yeah, it's good to see softball on the cards for Tū Mai for this year, because I know my whānau love softball. None of them are registered. They reckon they live too far to come back to celebrate their Taranaki tanga, but that's another story. I'm here. And so that's at the Waitara High School softball. If you're wanting to go and watch a bit of softball, most teams, Ngāti Tama, you're absolutely doing it and doing it well. For Sunday, now this is pretty much our day where that taranakitanga really comes out. That's where the manaakitanga aspect comes into it, because, you know, other than just having the whakataitai, we've got the ngāhau teams as well. We can all have a little bit of fun all together, all under the one roof. So who's got us for Sunday?
Yeah, I want to jump in on there. And just before we do start on the Sunday program, I do want to put out that there are going to be some stalls on Saturday and Sunday. And so on the Saturday up at Whaitapu Wainorongo, up at the Waitara Hub, we're going to have a designated place for those stall holders to be there. And they'll be selling kai. There'll be, I think I saw a little bit of miri romi happening there as well. And lots of awesome little different things happening, as well as Taranaki Tū Mai. And so they'll have a little tamariki zone over at Waitara High School. So from the stalls up at Taranaki Tū Mai, up at the hub, there's going to be the Waitara night market as well. And that's going to be, if you're going over the bridge, instead of going left, you're going to go right. And that whole road is going to be closed off on West Quay. And there'll be a night market there. And so if you haven't had enough kai up at Tū Mai, you're going to roll down the hill and get some more kai. And the Waitara night market whānau have set up, and it looks amazing at the moment. Their store collection. So absolutely go down there if you guys are hungry straight after all of those awesome sports. And then on the Sunday down at Waitara War Memorial Hall, we've got a whole lot more store holders who want to carry on and do the Sunday as well. So we've got you covered. If you haven't made your kai that whole weekend whānau, just come on over, and we've got lots and lots of stores there. So I do want to just do a mihi to our night market whānau who have been working hard in the background, and we've come together because we're Waitara, and really awesome to have lots of people who just do so much for the community. So I do want to mihi to our other cousins over there. Getting on to the program, we want to start nice and early, and it's down at Waitara War Memorial Hall. So across the road is Waitara Central School, and they're fundraising for I think it's a new playground, Aroha Mai Whāviki, and they will be opening up their field as a car park, and they will just ask you for a little gold coin donation koha when you go in and park and use their field, and all of that pūtea goes back to the tamariki at the kura. So I do want to mihi out to that whānau there. They'll also be parking around the back of the Waitara War Memorial, but it's not a very big area. So other than that, there's going to be parking probably everywhere in Waitara. So if you're not early, try Waitara Central first, and then come on around to all of the other streets. But yeah, we really want to make sure Waitara Central gets some good koha. So yeah, our program's obviously starting off with kapahaka. Looks like there are 10 rōpū at this stage. Registrations have closed that are in, and good mix of ngāhau and whakataito. So it's really awesome to see that iwi are growing their capacity, and there's some iwi that have got both ngāhau and whakataito. Ianaki koutou. That's a lot of hard work going on in the background for preparation. We're going to have our debate final straight after kapahaka. We're hoping to squeeze this in before the lunch break, and so we know the hangi will be delivered at 1 p.m. and we want to make sure we get through all of our kapahaka brackets. I know that it says 10 minutes of your whakangāhau, but I have seen some whakangāhau brackets go a little bit over. And
that's
so
when the auntie keeps strumming the guitar. It's like, they said 4 songs, and now we've sung 7.
Yeah, the medleys, they're in. Kapai, yeah. And so we want to make sure we give some time to our, to the debates whānau to have their finals on the stage. As soon as lunch is finished and the debates are already over, we're going to go into our prize giving. Yeah.
Awesome. So there you have it, whānau. That is the program. If you wanted to check out the program, definitely do head to the Taranaki Tū Mai ki Ngāti Tama 2023 Facebook page. All the details will be on there. Keep up to date with that particular page as well. I'm sure your iwi coordinators will be sharing this across your iwi Facebook pages, but it's the best way and the way to get that information. There will be maps, there will be times, there will be days, there will be dates. Coming up as well, we will have a couple of other scheduled interviews with the committee, for anything that changes or anything that may come up or any further information, because we don't want to bombard you all on this one. We'll have the cousins come on and our relations come on to kōrero about some of the other things that are happening and in more detail. Cousin Raymond, did you want to talk about that?
I know, Te Whanaunga. So we understand, that there's a lot happening within the kaupapa, which we all love, and we all have different areas that we like to be involved in or that take us. So I think for us, we just really want to make sure that we're doing as much as we possibly can just to keep our whānau updated and informed around what's happening. So as you can see today, today's kōrero regarding our values, our tikanga to the kaupapa, but also the program, and it's really important that we share that and really cement the foundation, because like we've mentioned, we're coming up to Ngāti Tama being the last iwi in the sense of the first cycle, so the circle of life, as such. So here it's kind of like it's quite fitting that, we just want to make sure we don't over bombard the space in regards to detail. So the stuff like the stores, who's all going to be there, we'll communicate that. In regards to the health and safety, the fair play, all that stuff, we want to make sure we give those kaupapa mana as well, in the sense of making sure that we can communicate and give as much detail as possible for our whānau. So Ida, we will be joining you, Te Whanaunga, on your show, in a few more times as we lead up to the kaupapa, but also we will be sharing more comms on the actual Facebook page as well. So yeah, make sure just to keep up to date with that Facebook page. And if you haven't liked or shared it yet, Te Whānau, please make sure, because that's where all the detail is going to be, up to date and informing our whānau what to expect and any changes that may happening leading up to and at the event as well.
Awesome. Kia koutou katoa, te kōmiti whakaaere mō Ngāti Tama, our first cycle. Me, Māori mean, I'm excited for the wānanga. I'm excited to play in the cube, whatever that is. Still don't really know what I'm doing, but I know it doesn't require much effort. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited for the kapahaka. I'm excited to see the softball, and I'm just excited and really pleased that we're finally getting up to Ngāti Tama lands and celebrating Ngāti Tama as well as our taranaki. So e nui rā ngā mihi mahana ki koutou e wai wā ki te kōrero kia mātou, o tira kia tātou e mātakitaki mai nei, e wakarongo mai nei ki runga i te reo irirangi o te korimako o Taranaki. We will post up e te iwi the upcoming dates for the next comms session with the committee onto the Te Korimako Taranaki page. But check out Ngāti Tama 2023 on Facebook for any further details as they come through. Ka nui ngā mihi.